Damn, I almost just got a cramp in my arm. Um, is that a projector? Oh yeah. I'm in a classroom right now. Philosophy class in like an hour and 20 minutes. I'm here hella early. The reason I'm here early is because my friend always. Well, one, I just trying to wake up earlier so that I can conquer the day. Because every day I don't want to do anything. So at least I can start that process of not wanting to do anything earlier so that when I do have to do stuff later, I've already accepted it. So I just want to come on here. I haven't yapped in like 3 weeks. I know I was doing those mini vlogs on here. I don't know how often that's gonna happen. I was really influenced by Dami BTS to do those videos, but I do kind of just want to come on here just to yap. I haven't been posting on any of my social media for like 3 weeks, besides Instagram, but that doesn't count. That's just for people at school. That's not for my actual brand. I've been busy with schoolwork, so that's been taking up my time. Haven't streamed in like 3 weeks. And obviously, whenever I'm faced with adversity or just the realities of like what it takes to be a human and live, I always start to reflect on what do I want in life. And I was thinking a lot last night about, um, I was talking to a friend. A friend of mine had a shrooms trip about a few months ago. And me and him were talking about how on that trip, since he had that trip, he's been reflecting a lot about how life is inherently painful, or I guess inherently challenging. Like you can't just sit in life and be stagnant. There always has to be some type of effort to move. If you don't progress, whether it's health wise or mental, like you're always gonna fall behind if you just stay still. If you don't take care of your health, your health is gonna deteriorate. You have to put in effort for everything in order to live. If I don't socialize, I'm gonna lose social skills. Like there's always like a backtracking. You can't stay still in anything. And I'm just talking from like a almost like a biological level, but even like societally, if I quit school right now, I'm backtracking. If I don't, you know what I mean? If I don't make money, I'm backtracking. Anytime I'm not doing anything productive, I'm backtracking. And obviously, as humans, we have to allow ourselves space to not do stuff. But there's always that part in my head, and maybe this comes from the perfectionist side of me from when I'm little, where I'm always like, damn, if I wasn't distracted or if I could just control my discipline, I would be like rich. I would have everything figured out. But I just don't care enough. And that's also where I know I'm yapping a lot right now, but that's also something I've been thinking a lot about is that all areas of life for which we don't try enough, it means there's a part of us that doesn't actually care. Like part of the reason why I don't study that much in school is because I feel like I shouldn't have to, even though I know it's smart to. But that stubborn part of me is like, why am I placed on this world to do this thing I don't want to do? You know what I'm saying? Um, Same for working out, even though I do work out, but like it's the same concept of like my brain knows I don't want to do it, so I'm just like I feel like I don't almost don't deserve or I shouldn't have to do it. Um, and I don't know, like honestly, my dream in life, obviously, I do enjoy the luxuries of life, but there is a part of me that's like, damn, I wish I could stay in my little room, go outside every once in a while for fresh air, and do nothing. And a lot of people they feel unfulfilled with the type of lifestyle, but I feel like that would be the dream of like doing nothing is like a luxury. And I feel kind of like weird saying that out loud because I feel as if I'm coming off as ungrateful. Like I'm not appreciating the fact that I've been granted this life. I can see this room. I can see the beautiful weather outside. I can experience that. But it's also like a lot of the things that we. I was talking to my friend about this, the one who had the trip, and we were just like he was talking about how like everything that humans do is cope. because we're trying to make meaning out of this life that inherently was presented to us with no meaning. Even if you're religious, it's like there's a part of that that is faith, where even if you've had like an experience with God, like God's talked to you, it's like you don't know anything. We're trying to make something out of nothing because it's we don't want to just live life depressed. But there's always that part of me that's like, maybe when you are depressed, you are being more realistic. Um, but maybe this realism isn't the way to go. That's where this whole ignorance is bliss argument comes in. Like maybe you have to be ignorant in order to be happy. Anyways, though, I just been thinking a lot about this as schools picked up and I have all these jobs and stuff, and I'm just like, damn, like sometimes I wish I could almost like be absent from all of it and not have to participate in all these activities and just be like floating in space. You know, one of my dreams since I was a kid is just having superpowers and just floating in the air, like flying, and just not being absent from all responsibility. I think that's also why I want superpowers, because if I had superpowers, no one could tell me what to do. I could just fly through the sky. No one can make me go to school. If I have superpowers, if I'm like invulnerable, I don't need to eat food. I don't need money. Um, but obviously, as humans, there's certain things that we need to survive, and we're also coded to want to survive. Because even if you don't want to like participate in this world, there's that innate part of us that doesn't want to die either. And so there's that conflict with each other where it's like, okay, while I am here, I have to make the best of it because I don't want to cease to exist, even though I deal with hardship every day. So I just wanted to reflect on that. I'm not necessarily trying to come off like depressed or anything because it's not even that. I think like this 24/7. It's just like, damn, like we're really in such an interesting predicament as humans because it's like there is no really like solution except to just carry on life like this, try your best to make it the best. But eventually, like this, at some point, there's no real like workaround. You just have to keep on trying to find tricks to like trick your brain to like be okay. But the world isn't gonna change. I'm not, you know what I mean? In a world full of everything, I want nothing. That sounded poetic. All right, I'll see y'all.